I'm not though.
I should probably turn
I
my mic
I
on.
think you know what I'm saying is valid, but
No,
it's
what you're
okay.
saying is absolutely cap, which is why I'm glad we're not talking sports. We're talking Secret Invasion episode 3.
Yes,
What
we
up?
are.
What up to Zang Beto? Zang Beto? Zang Beto?
Up,
The
Zane?
the guy from the episode today. His name was Beto. Beto. The black guy.
We got-
The black guy.
Oh, you talking about the like the younger kid, the teenager?
Yeah. The guy
Yeah,
who we saw in the first episode who was at the entrance. His name was
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
Beto
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
Beto or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
And he is in our chat right now. Zang Beto.
You stop.
You can call the one guy
Because
Nate
his name
Moore.
is literally Nathan Moore.
Nah, bro, his
What else am I
name
supposed
is
to call him?
Nathan Moore, not Nate Moore. He gonna be in
Okay.
here and he gonna check you for your shit.
No, he not. He has not checked me one time. That's why I know it's valid.
He letting you slide. He let you slide for the first
He
couple
has not come
episodes.
out and been like, by the way, Marcus, this isn't actually me, Nate Moore. Right? Like we know. I'm actually about to stop talking about it. I don't want to blow a spot up. If he watches us, maybe we can persuade him to do the right thing.
Bro, he
Right?
is
Let's not blow a spot up. So let's stop talking about him. Let's just stop talking about
he
him.
gonna be on your ass
Just leave it.
today.
No, you're not.
I know it. I know it. I feel it. Anyway, Zane Beto says Secret Invasion, the best MCU show so far.
Man, it's getting there. It's
It's
getting
not
there.
bad.
I don't listen. If you're still on the Secret Invasion is boring, like some of y'all don't deserve the good content. It's more enjoyable for some folks to poo poo on a company that it's very popular to poo poo on at all of a sudden, and let's just dogpile because that's easier. It's literally easier content, yo. We don't have to do these live streams on Secret Invasion. What we can do is we can just get on here and for 2 hours we can talk about the plummeting stock price of Disney, how park attendance is down, and how they haven't had a movie that grossed a profit all year.
Sheesh.
And we would have 100 people in here just willing to eat that shit up all day. And all of that is true. I would rather talk about the decent content that we're getting out of Marvel since everything else that we've been getting prior to that has been poop. So
Yeah,
I choose to stay in the slightly positive when there is something to talk about. So yeah, it's contending. It
absolutely.
definitely is. There's been a couple of deaths here so far that I didn't see coming. I'll be honest. I just
Uh,
didn't see it.
I would agree. I would
One
agree.
one of them was like, okay, she's kind of been around. The other one was like, you, okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
okay. I can at least see that you're trying.
They're taking
I
it
can
there,
at
or at
least
least
see that you're
trying to.
trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they didn't. They're not gonna give you. They're not gonna give you Tony Stark. They're not gonna give you Chris Evans. They're not gonna give you Scarlett Johansson. Obviously, they're not gonna give you Mark Ruffalo. But
Yeah.
they'll, play in your sandbox and do what you want to do. And he's doing it. So,
Absolutely. Zang Beto is word for a West African guardian spirit. And so, am I saying it right? I just want to make sure.
that's
Definitely
what's
want to
up.
say that correctly. Breck Warren, what up? He says, I'm here. I made it to a live. As long
For
as you are
sure.
not in
Appreciate
our
you, man.
live chat like they were last week. You know
What
what?
you
Now that
mean?
I think about what happened in this episode, though, the chat's going to be just as wild as it was last week
Why you say that?
with all the hitting scrolls and
Oh, Scrussy?
you know what I
Talking
mean.
about getting some
It's
Scrussy?
gonna be just as wild.
Yeah, Scrussy is wild. It's wild. But apparently, Sam Jackson was tasting that persuasion a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Man, I'm trying to analyze every part of the scrolls. You
Man.
feel me? I need to know everything. I need to go deep. You know what I'm saying? I need
Oh
to
man,
get deep undercover
that's crazy. Nope,
into the scroll community.
that's
I need to
crazy.
do some research and development.
And she knew how to entice him. She was like, "Oh, he
I
not
know what
going.
you like.
He not going for the snow bunnies. He wants some black and proud. Okay, all right, all
That's
right.
crazy. No, it
That is
is.
crazy.
But I don't know if this is a plot hole or if it's something that they'll address later. Whose body did she snatch? And why was he just so cool with it? Like he when he's got mad, he was like, no, it's he thinking about the damn relationship to work. He thinking about sexual harassment 20 years before it's even a real
Facts.
thing. This man, fam, whose body did she take? You're worried about the wrong shit.
Oh
Whose
shit.
body did she take?
That's hilarious. All right, we'll get started on the episode here in just a second. Zane Beto says Gravik putting everybody in a backwood, which
Hey, Gravik not playing, boy. He's trying to smoke on human pack for sure. For sure.
Inner Chakra says, "Yo, I'm here." Shout out to Inner
What up,
Chakra.
bro? What up? What up?
Breck Warren gives us our first super chat, $5, saying just showing
Hey, what's
support.
up, Brett? Appreciate
Keep
it.
doing what y'all doing. Appreciate it,
Thank you.
bruh.
Thank you. Appreciate
Absolutely.
that.
Adonis Hardway is in the building, says we're here. Zane Beto says, I seen the vision. Kiki Palmer one day and Lupita the next. Hell no. Hell no. All right.
Boy, man. Kiki and her man.
You know?
Boy, oh boy.
Sheesh. All right, let's talk about this episode. Secret Invasion, episode 3, Betrayed. Once again, the black guy from the entrance in episode 1 is absolutely shook at the thought of taking care of a mission, but one of Gravik's closest men inspire him to continue on, which is the first thing that we see. Gravik meets up with the members of the council. He explains that he has 3 men infiltrating the Royal Navy and executing a strike on an agent. With this move, they will gain the chance to become Super Skrulls. The plan should divide the humans while they work to conquer and take everything over.
Early predictions are proven out, so we got some Super Skrullage here.
Yes.
I don't think the plan to give it to the whole council is necessarily going to play. I think we'll probably have one Super Skrull by the end of this. It'll probably most likely be Gravik. But yeah, okay. Listen, the problem with adapting comic book stories was never that you didn't walk in there and recreate what was on the comic book on the screen, panel for panel. That wasn't the problem. The problem is that a lot of times these creatives get in these spots with these established IPs already, or at least recently, right? And they want to go so far away from it that you're not doing the story justice. It's Secret Invasion only by name, and that's it.
Yeah.
Right? Like everything that I wanted to get out of Secret Invasion so far, the espionage, like seeing large factions of shape-shifting spies, not a cowering race just looking for a home. No. These are warriors. And they fight with one of the deadliest weapons that you could possibly fight with, deception. That's what I wanted to see out of the Skrulls.
Yeah.
Not cowering in a spaceship running from the Shi'ar.
Sure.
You know, that's just not what I wanted to see. Or the Kree, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Running from the Kree.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get that. I wanted to see a Super Skrull, and now that we got a mention of it in episode 3, it makes it very likely that we'll probably see it. Now, I'm interested as to what powers, right? He gives us a little bit of a tease of what he's working with at some point.
Sure.
But if we're going to mash up, 3-4 different power sets, who are we pulling from? Are we pulling from the Avengers? Did we find some mutants that the humans haven't found yet and adapt their powers? What do we actually, you know what I'm saying? Like, now we're throwing out plot threads that could tie us into other stuff.
Is that
now
not?
If he has mutant.
Are they not pulling from the DNA inventory that they had with the virus and with Groot and all that stuff? Right. So no, we didn't have the full list. We only had we only had
that was just a few of the things that we saw. So now, what else is in there? What else is in there?
No, we'll have to see.
Where did it come from? How did they get it?
Yeah. Yep. All right. Young Fury heads into a diner and sits down with his future wife. Turns out Fury knows that his wife is Vara, and he did decide to get himself some scrussy. I want to note that he called her Vara there, so I guess that's her Skrull name. And then he called her a different name when he pulled up on her at the house.
That's her human name.
Okay. I figured that's what it was.
But I still felt like it was a weird thing to show her in her Skrull form, and then all of a sudden her husband's coming home and now she's back to human. I don't know. I don't know. I
Yeah.
guess that would be the more comfortable version for Fury, probably. But I mean, that I would think your husband is probably the only one that can catch you off guard like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Especially if he already knows.
Maybe.
Shout out to William Moloch, and Breck Warren says, I wonder what Beto's up to. He was the black Skrull in the group.
Will Mo, what up?
I guess he's in the submarine. I don't think he was that guy who was like being all aggro, but we'll talk about it in a second. All right. She asked him his plans now that he's back. His wife asked him his Fury's plans now that he's back. He states that he's going for revenge. He then asks her if she's been in contact with Gravik, which could hint that maybe one of the predictions that you had possibly.
It's at least two more people that I feel like could possibly be working with Gravik. One of them cleared themselves of that this episode for sure.
Fair enough.
The other one, I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know.
She explains that she has issue with him staying away as she felt she was essentially a widow twice because of the blip as well. She then kisses him and walks away as he ponders looking through her phone because she like left it there and he looked at it.
Their conversation, right? It really kind of put in perspective to me the plot hole that is characters like Rhoadie or Sam or Nick Fury, right? It's a hole, and I think we're gonna have. It feels like we're gonna have that problem with Monica Rambeau here coming up in the Marvels. Is that like there is literally no in between filler with these characters most of the time. They pop up when you need them, and then they go into some vault and they don't live lives, and then they show back up. And then if they have a more prominent role in the next picture, you have to try and explain what the fuck has been going on with them in the in-between time. Mm-hmm. So now we have what we're left with, because we haven't seen anything else, is Fury getting snapped away, her grieving, him coming back, but never really coming back. Because we never saw Fury in it at any point reuniting with his family. Mm-hmm. Or that he even had a family to begin with. Right? So, it was never consequential to talk about Fury's family or his background or whether or not he even had a wife or kids or whatever. And all the way up until we get to Captain Marvel. When the best of the MCU days is just about over.
Yeah.
So, is this really just filling in the blanks of the MCU timeline for Nick Fury? Yeah, he had a woman, but he ain't never see her. Even after he was snapped back into existence, he just went on to the next thing, the next ass to kick because fuck.
Sure. So basically, black characters.
How else?
All black characters go into NPC mode and they just kind of T-pose there until the next thing happens for them. I'm needed somewhere. Zang Beto says her Skrull form was for the audience. Her black her Skrull form so that we know that she's a Skrull, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, you could have maybe given us some more other subtle clues. Maybe at the end when they're hugging, she starts to change back or something. I don't know. Just for her to be randomly sitting in the kitchen in her Skrull form, doing things, and I'm fine. I'm at home. I'm protected. It's cool. And then here's my husband coming through the front door. Oh, shit. Hello, honey. It seemed like he was hiding something.
Yeah.
Obviously not, right? Because he knew.
Yeah, for sure. Breck Warren says, you made me think of something. Fury, or somebody posing as Fury, is in the Marvels trailer, so he's okay.
Ooh. Yeah, so we need to know, and they haven't told us yet, where this is in respect to the Marvels. Is this pre the Marvels? I have a hard time believing that he's gonna leave this situation to go fuck with Kamala Khan and Bree on Saber.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how that works. Like we have spies embedded in governments all over the earth trying to take over the planet right now. I can't handle your Freaky Friday situation that y'all got going on there with Photon. So handle that some kind of way.
Yeah.
Or yeah, I would think this would have to be pre the Marvels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then I don't want them to have wrapped this up to the point where he can just leave and go back to space. So maybe that is a Skrull in Fury. We'll have to see how this ends.
Sure. Sure. Cornelia says Rhodey's definitely a Skrull. I'm going to leave that for a later
Rhodey,
point.
Rhodey is a Skrull for sure.
I think
No
I have something
question
that
in my mind.
we'll talk about it. Okay. Gravik wakes, or I'm sorry. Gravik wakes up Gaia. He wonders about Brogan, who died in the last episode, telling what he knew because he shouldn't have had the info. Gaia confirms that it was Brogan, but it doesn't seem that he believes it all that much. So, I mean,
He's
he
not
has
dumb,
good,
man.
He has good reason.
He's paranoid, but he also seems to always sniff out the play.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's always ahead of the game. So like it makes him a very formidable character. Like you can't fool him with Benny Hill like tricks, Dukes of Hazzard like hijinks.
Sure.
He's not going for it. So I like it. I like the pressure he's putting on her. It made for a very tense moment.
Mm-hmm.
She's obviously trying to lie. She told him I'm a great liar. He like, huh, I don't know if you should be telling me that because I ain't gonna let this shit go. I ain't gonna let this shit go. Nigga like me.
Facts. But
it made for a very tense moment. Good acting there by Amelia Clark and homeboy about to be Bob Marley.
I saw that. I did see that. Yeah.
One love.
When they get roles on these Marvel shows, sometimes it just kind of comes in waves.
Be like, oh, you're casting the Marvel role? Come on, you can be Bob Marley. Come on. Which is why we should never think or accept anything that takes one of those roles off of the screen permanently.
Facts.
We should never just roll into or feel so sad that we accept taking one of those roles off the screen, because look what it did for Homeboy. I've never seen that man before in my day in life. I thought he was another actor. I thought he was the actor from Bridgerton.
I thought he was the decoy Drake.
He's going to be,
I thought he was the decoy Drake, the one that was in Miami.
Anyways, now he's on his way to becoming a household name off of 2 projects. One of which probably wouldn't have happened if I don't know. If he made a Bob Marley movie, that one was probably in production. One was probably in production.
But now it's got even more
just the
pub.
association. You know, the Marvel Association is going to propel him to a certain degree.
For sure. Gravik lets Gaia know that Talos called to have a meeting about Gaia. She drops him off at the museum to have the meeting. Gravik instantly makes it about the Skrull War and states that he wants to have his memory marked with blood over ink and oil, like the paintings. They have the meeting, and Gravik gets to the shits, effectively threatening Gaia. Once Talos attacks, Gravik shows his power with everyone being Skrulls. I thought that was nuts. Like Skrull versions of him. I
watched that scene over and over and over and over in the trailer and still wasn't ready for it when it happened.
Yeah.
And still wasn't ready for it when it happened. First of all, Talos don't be fucking around for real.
Yeah.
He really don't be. He don't be with the shit. He's like, oh, look here, mother. Let me tell you something. But listen though, when he pulled that hand back out of there and he healed himself, well, whose power is that?
Wolverine.
I was like, is that a healing factor, fam? Who you get your healing factor from in this Rolodex of DNA that you got, that you've been cataloging since y'all got here 3 decades ago? There's no telling whose power they have or what new characters can get introduced based off of this DNA catalog that they have now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unlimited potential. They're literally creating avenues to branch out and make this a thing that hopefully gets us to Secret Wars, Kang Dynasty, and all that other stuff. Ride this wave, man. This is infinitely better than let me pass it down to my sidekick. Let me pass it down to my my underling, my mini. and watch them, because they're great.
Facts.
This is so much better.
Facts. All right, Adonis Hardaway says Fury could possibly be a life model decoy, and he's still on the ship. So maybe the Skrulls.
A life model decoy, like an android?
Hmm.
Who built that?
Gravik.
No. Why would he? No.
That was a joke. Yeah.
Yes, he got Reed Richards up there on Saber, and don't nobody know about it.
I
Donald
got nothing
Driver
on
just
that.
in the back making androids for Nick Fury.
I got
Why do
nothing
I
on
keep
that.
calling him Donald Driver? Adam Driver. Adam Driver.
Nah, bro, it's Donald Driver. He catching all the smoke. All right. Fury pulls up on Talos eating at a bar, and he says that he has a lead on a rebel Skrull that's high in the U.S. government. Is he talking about Rhoadie? Here's okay. So I cheated a little bit. Somebody posted something. Rhoadie called him Nick, and later on in this episode, that we know that that's a thing, right? When somebody calls him Nick, he's like, "Whoa, what's up with that?"
Everybody calls him Fury.
Yeah. So is Rhoadie a Skrull? Rhodie's a Skrull.
Yes, fam. Yeah.
Rhodie's a fucking
Rhodie been a
Skrull.
Skrull since they had that black man conversation.
Right.
You can't fake the funky, bruh. I
Right.
knew when you had that conversation about being black. The reason why we got our positions is to make sure that the right people have them, even if they don't look like blah blah blah. Get out of here. You's a Skrull. Fam. You were supposed to help Fury. Y'all was supposed to dap it up and be like, hey, look, man, look. No, you know I'm gonna help you out, but you gotta chill out. You gotta calm down. You gotta be quiet or you gonna get me fucked up. No, you know I got you. Bro, we fought a war to save the world, fam. Yeah, no, I got you. I see you at the tower. Yep, be easy. Tell your wife I said what's up. That's how that was supposed to go.
That's crazy.
Not, you're retired. And I asked them to let me send you and you got Maria here. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here.
Damn. So they passed each other in the hallway and didn't do the nod at each other? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, they're supposed to hit one of these.
Trash.
And they didn't, which makes me know that Rhodie's a Skrull.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right. Zane Beto says, I need the future MCU projects to have this tone. There are a few that do need to have this tone, like Daredevil.
Listen, I'm not saying that this show is A++++. It has its flaws, but it is so much better in tone and setting than what we have watched in phases past.
Yeah.
In terms of their TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
So they are taking themselves seriously. I can tell the director did not go into this trying to have some comedy-driven pet project. He wanted to do right by the source. That's why he read it, even in spite of the damn directive from the executives that hired him. So good on him.
Mm-hmm.
The whole less than an hour thing, I guess he means 47 minutes. I don't know if I consider that considerably less.
I was going to bring that up, but
unless we're going to be getting 30-minute episodes from here on out. I wouldn't consider 47 minutes considerably less than an hour.
Yeah, no.
I mean, but in any case, I like where this is going. I agree. I hope that the rest of the shows have a similar tone. I hope that they can see, the dissimilar fan response from what was coming from She-Hulk and the rest of that stuff to what you're getting now. Yeah. I would say there are much more people who are inclined to actually break down and enjoy it for what it is on Secret Invasion than some of the other projects that have come out before.
Absolutely. Adonis Hardaway says they used them in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the LMDs, and says that Phil Coulson was an LMD.
You right. But they had Fitzsimmons. You telling me they're going to bring back Fitzsimmons? If Fitzsimmons come back, then that means Quake and all the rest of them should be back, right? I'm saying, if Fitzsimmons is back there creating LMDs on Saber for Fury, then what the hell happened to the rest of the team?
I got no answer. Nathan Moore says, outside of Sam Jackson, none of the black characters are actually black. Then he says, Kingsley Ben-Adir, the guy who's playing Gravik, was in That Night in Miami, directed by Regina King, which I did not see, but I heard was
Malcolm
really good.
X. He played Malcolm X. You are right. Yes. I remember that.
Didn't see it, but I heard it was really good.
You said none of the black characters. Well, the one who plays his wife is definitely black, right? I don't know if she's Black American, but she's for sure black.
None of the black characters are actually black, meaning They're all Skrulls.
Oh, they're all Skrulls. No, listen. Okay, that's a good point. That's funny. That is funny. No, okay, listen. If you're an alien and you come to Earth, like I don't know if y'all know this or not, but they definitely here. Like that, the news about there being a mothership in our solar system went to the dirt so that we could talk about Kiki Palmer and her boyfriend or whatever. But anyways, if you're an alien and you've come to Earth and you are able to shapeshift and choose a body type or skin color for yourself to walk forth amongst the humans, and you choose this, hey bro, we cool. Like full on well. So you get to observe as a third party, get the lay of the land, see how everything goes. And then you still choose this? Hey, we cool, bro. Yeah, you right here with us. You might have fucked up, but you here now, so we good.
You made the choice to be black. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. You had 30 years to study and figure out who's on the totem pole and where. You chose this? Okay. Yeah, you good. Let me print you out a card. We got you.
Oh, you chose to have good rhythm but bad credit. Oh, okay. All right. Got you. All right. Talos at the bar is kind of petty before providing Fury with help and tries to force him to say please. Fury complies, saying he's useless without Talos, which...
They was laying that on a little thick. This conversation and
useless?
The next conversation. I feel like we could have done one or the other. We could have had the conversation at the bar where he tells him he's useless without him, or we could have had the next conversation they're gonna have about all the the espionage and all the missions that Fury had. So basically, his legacy he owes to the Skrulls. Don't do that, okay? Give me one or the other, because the fact of the matter is, this whole shit that's going on right now with the Skrulls happened under Talos' nose after he lost leadership, and you called Nick Fury to come and fix this shit, okay? He didn't come finding you to fix it. He didn't call, hey, Talos, I need your help, okay? So, like, pick one. Obviously, you got to lay it on thick. He been gone, right? He hasn't been here, obviously. So, we have to keep reiterating that. Pick one. Pick one, no, because you was laying it on a little too thick.
Yeah. Mr. Park says, shout out Icon for betting on black. Then Zane Beto.
Yeah, you hear it? That's what I'm talking. Icon black. I don't care what you say. Icon is black for sure. My boy showed up here while slavery was still going on and chose to be black.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's crazy.
He chose to be black.
That's a whole commitment to being black. That I can't even fathom.
You either hit the wrong button on the skin changer or use a real one.
No, I chose white. I swear I chose white. Oh man. Zang Beto says Fury's wife is the final form of Rachel Dolezal. Fam. This is where it starts with chat. Chat starts to go crazy.
Sidebar. Speaking of Rachel Dolezal,
Sneeko?
Somebody else out here, misrepresenting on their heritage. Had us messed up.
Yeah.
Damn, let me find out. You out here.
Oh well.
You out here faking the funky, faking your blackness or lack thereof.
They all want to be black, low key. Breck Warren says,
to, have black aesthetics, but call black culture degeneracy.
Right, absolutely. Breck Warren says Fury and Talos going to fight before the series is up.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Adonis says, I mean, personally, it would be a Nick Fury thing to not go in himself and send an android, LOL.
It would. It would. I can see it, but it feels very intricate. Like, I guess you could have Nick Fury be controlling it remotely from the Saber station.
Like Black Mirror?
Sure. But it does kind of feel like a little bit of a fuck you. Because imagine you're going through this. Your loved ones and longtime friends are expecting you to come down, and you just sent a robot. So if Fury take one to the dome at some point during this scrum, and Talos finds out that that's a robot, that's the end of their friendship. They're done. If his wife finds out that he sent a damn robot back here to kiss her and make up with her after all them years of being gone. Their marriage is done. It's over.
Yikes. Yeah,
It's
no,
over.
that'd be nuts.
They've given us some very personal moments, so it feels like it would step on that a bit if this wasn't actually Fury. Like it's Fury, it's his words, but it's not him. It feels like you would step on some of those moments a little bit, to me at least.
Yeah, no, for sure. All right. Talos and Fury act on the intel that Gaia provides, and Fury brings Sonya on the phone. She then goes into this whole thing about her owl that she has that he broke, and how she's now naming it Fury, and gave it an eye patch, which I thought was nuts. They get the general of the ship's name, and it's Robert Fairbanks. Then Talos and Fury get into a dick measuring contest about who's done more for who. Some of Fury and Talos' scenes I like, but this is a little much, I felt like.
Yeah, sometimes we can move on, man. Come on. Move on with this. We get it. Fury fucked up. Talos is mad. Let's go. Let's go.
Yep. Fury and Talos infiltrate Fairbanks' house, and Talos gets made out pretty quickly. So he basically walks up to the guy and just like, and then starts shooting at him. I'm like, come on, bro.
We're made. No, you made yourself.
Oh my god. All right. Talos tells Fury that he's got Fairbanks, and he whooped his ass pretty good, but he calls him Nick. Therefore, Fury, knowing something's up, grabs Fairbanks' kid, which is genius.
Yo, again, we're putting guns to children's head in a Marvel show.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we're talking about a different tone, that is a different tone. Not fighting some monster, something with a human face, right? A human adolescent.
Yeah.
We're holding a gun to his head. Hey, we're this is far away from Hulk getting ran over with a Jeep.
All right. Talos and Fury grill the guy who is, of course, a Skrull. They end up having to resort to calling Gaia to get the info, who goes all Agent 47 on the guards in the facility. I basically thought she was going to throw on one of their outfits and wear it as a disguise. She was doing so much there.
Why didn't she change her appearance?
Like
after you fucked them up and you was making your way out, I'm definitely not walking as Gaia.
I guess, can Skrulls tell each other even when they're wearing a disguise, though?
That's a good point.
Yeah,
but even still, I'm not going out the front door either.
Sure. The Skrulls supposedly have a guy on the ship who's prompting the other guy to hurry along with the plan. So this is obviously one of the guys from earlier in the episode, I thought. Mm-hmm. And then, he's basically hurrying him along. Gaia gets the info to Talos in time, who shot the Fairbanks Skrull. He then calls it in and aborts the mission that was essentially going to start World War III. There's more to it, but we'll get to that in a second.
We had an explosion in Russia and Moscow that killed 2,000 people. Now we playing with nuclear warheads. Only one of these things that Gravik is trying to do actually has to succeed to start an event that could spiral into everything else that's happening in the MCU.
Yeah.
That's why I like the sandbox this director is playing in. I love it. Because even though it is very self-contained, and he's not getting so far out of his scope that, Kevin Feige and whoever else wants to have their fingers over this project would try to usher him back into his lane. But the pickups that are available from this series for other series, for movies, are vast. Like, I expect there to be so many Secret Invasion references in the phases to come. There should be, because there's so many out there. Mm-hmm. And we don't have enough time in the next 3 episodes to tie it all up either.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be out there lingering for the next person to pick it up. And that's kind of a tale of a good writer, right? Like, in this kind of shared universe stuff, you want to be throwing out threads that are continuable, because you may not have a chance to see it all the way through in the way that you want it to. So you got to at least set it up so somebody will do something with it. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's kind of what he's giving us.
Absolutely. Zane Beto says, Nick put the blick to old boy's son's head. I love it.
Yes.
He did. Latrell Bradshaw says, I need Carol Danvers to catch some of this heat from Gravik too. I feel like too much of the hate is directed towards Fury. Marvel better not let this white woman get off this easy.
We said that last week, like, yo, what's up with Carol? Because again, I know you didn't think that Fury was about to put on a spacesuit and doggy paddle his way around the solar system to find you somewhere else to live.
Yeah.
I know that's not what you thought. And again, he made you that promise before a spaceship was even a reality.
Yeah.
Before going up into space and hunting for planets was even doable.
Yeah.
Right? Old Kree over here, old Kree blood, is able to bounce through planets like ping pong balls.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, absolutely some of that stink should be going to Carol Danvers. But I guess she got enough hate coming to her from the angry black woman in the Marvel, so we'll give her a break. You're right. We'll
Sure.
let her off easy.
Sure. RBG Rider says, don't know if Rhoadie is a Skrull, but he's a handkerchief head for show. Definitely out here brown nosing a little bit.
Well, you know what? Rhodey was on Tony's side on the Accords, right? And he is a military guy, so I guess some of the attitude that we're getting from Rhodey is justifiable, but it's just enough to give us an idea. Maybe it's not all the way him, right? Like, yeah, Rhodey's a company man, but he's also a guy who runs around in a vigilante, Iron Man suit and fights crime to a certain degree. So it's like, yeah, it's some gray in there, and I don't know if he would be coming at Fury so hard about a situation that he had to have encountered once, twice, 3, 4 times in his military career and his time as War Machine, where they go out there to fight and somebody goes down. Shit, you went out there to fight and you went down. Did you blame Tony like you're blaming Fury? No, he didn't. And so that's why I'm thinking like, that's a Skrull.
Facts. Zane Beto says, Gaia should have kept going. If you going to shoot me, I'm going to be a moving target. Yeah, she did just kind of...
She just kind of
gave up.
Bike and then just kind of gave up. I'm like, hey, yo, you're not going to get up and dip. No. You're not going to hit squirt.
Nope. If you're going to shoot me, just face me at least. That's all she did.
They know that you're not a good Skrull leader. Pow! Well, yo, tell me, okay, chat. Y'all let me know if I'm off base here. When you heard Emilia Clarke was going to be in this series, did you have it in your mind that she was going to be dead halfway through? Did you think that they would have the balls to kill Emilia Clarke's character halfway through the series? Y'all let me know. Or maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm putting too much on it. But when I hear a name that's pretty high up on the casting list like that, you would think that they've secured some sort of lasting role, right? If you're willing to take the third highest name on the casting list, so you got Sam Jackson, obviously, you got Ben Hiddleston, and then it's probably Emilia Clarke, right? It's definitely not who died in episode 1, Maria Hill's character. What's her name? Her real name?
Kobe Smulders.
Obi. It's definitely not Kobe. Okay. I didn't see it coming. I did not think that they would kill her the way that they killed her at the time that they killed her.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree. Marvelous D says hello and then says, I think the wife of Nick Fury is the Queen of Skrulls.
Ooh, the Skrull Queen and Gravik, the Super Skrull? Ugh. Could be.
Possibility. Adonis Hardaway asks, how long has Rhodey been a Skrull to y'all? 2009, 2016 when he fell out of the sky, or post-snap?
Adonis, you where I'm at with it. Because I'm asking the same thing about Bilbo. I'm asking the same thing about Freeman.
Yeah.
Yo, you're a Skrull? When did you get swapped out? What? Because, again, we trying to take over the world, y'all. We're trying to take over the planet. the most technologically advanced country on the planet, the one who could mount theoretically, not MCU wise, but theoretically could mount the greatest defense in our invasion. Her leader just died of an unexplained illness from an herb that had already been in his body since birth and passed down by generations in his lineage and his family.
Yeah.
From Missouri to T'Chaka, from T'Chaka down to T'Challa. Mr. Freeman, who did you have the best relationship with superhero wise in the MCU pre your Skrull swapping? T'Challa.
Yep.
Hey man, I love that he made Bilbo a damn Skrull. Now what y'all gonna do with it? What are you gonna do with it?
We'll see.
The oh my god, I'm so sad. Let's honor Chadwick Boseman. Pity or not pity. Morning Train didn't get you to payday. So what you gonna do now? What are you gonna do now? Your man's in Secret Invasion just gave you a hell of an opportunity. Gave you a hell of an opportunity to fix all of this shit. You mean he was actually in stasis like he was in the comics? You mean he was actually incapacitated and that's why Shuri had to take over as the Black Panther? And Wakanda got invaded like it happened in the comics? This man's giving y'all gifts. He's giving you gifts. You need to get this man another project is what you need to do.
So the one man that actually read the comics is the one that's handing out alley-oops for everybody to fix their shit. Hey, yo, bro, fix this shit. Here you go. Here's a lot for you too.
I don't even think he intended to do that.
No, I don't either.
I don't think he was thinking about anything outside of his show. But he's writing it so well that it has the potential to fix other fuck-ups that they've done in Phase 4 and 5.
Sure. Absolutely.
We can get this all together if y'all actually want to. We can fix it. We can fix it now, Jesus. We can fix it.
All right, let me go down the list. Zhang Beto, Breck Warren, Will T, Nathan Moore, Rashad Walker. I think that's it. They all don't believe that it's a real death. The Emilia Clarke death.
Okay.
So basically, the entire chat.
I saw her in another clip in the trailers where like she was back to back with somebody holding a gun, and I don't think that I've seen that yet in the show. So all right, maybe she didn't die.
I mean, yeah, she only got shot once, so good chance.
I mean, she fell and he just kind of like walked past her.
Just left her for dead.
I feel like if he was trying to kill her and he didn't think she was dead, he'd give her one in the body, one in the head. But
sure.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe shooting someone in the chest and leaving them on the ground is punishment for Gravik.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. I think that's everything so far. Oh, and then Rashad Walker being like, don't get my hopes up. And Will T saying they're not going to do a damn thing with it. We'll see.
Hey, listen, man.
The alley-oops are there.
I can take a horse to water. I can't make him drink.
Sure.
I'm just saying.
Sure.
I'm just saying it's there. It's there. And it's something that you'll have to touch on when you revisit Wakanda, if we revisit Wakanda before, all of this is scrapped and redone anyways.
Yeah.
If there's no reboot coming, I don't know when we're going to see Wakanda again.
Yeah.
But you'll have to address it. You'll have to. You have to tell us exactly when all of these people got swapped out and what decisions or influences the Skrulls actually had in those positions and for how long.
And being that Wakanda is such a huge power, I find it hard to believe that they wouldn't be affected by this at all.
And man, the prowess of Wakanda has not been sufficiently shown on the big screen yet. Right? And so if you're telling me we just got to take one of those ticks, like, oh, they let a Skrull invade. Man, they let a fishman invade Wakanda. A fishman, a CIA agent, excommunicated family member from Compton.
He became king for a while.
Ulysses Claw.
Sure. Yeah.
It's Claw's borders beat my ass. We coming up through there. So
Sure.
we
For
can do
sure.
that one more time and get T'Challa back. Sure. I mean, it's not like they were strong before,
Absolutely.
but T'Challa back.
Could happen.
Wishful thinking, I know.
Before we get back into any of the other chats, let me just go ahead and finish this episode. So, Fury's wife heads out to a safe deposit box where she has nothing in it but a gun inside. She then calls back a person she's supposedly been in contact with who isn't Gravik. Thoughts on who that may have been?
How do we know it isn't Gravik?
Because he said so. She said she wanted to talk to Gravik, and he was like,
"Oh yeah, okay, no, she's definitely okay." I must misunderstood what you were saying.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the actual person wasn't Gravik, but she was definitely trying to get in touch with him.
Oh no, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Queen Skrull, what you think?
I think that possibly whoever this is that's talking to him is because there was just a gun in the safe deposit box. They're going to use her to set off some kind of plan B to what didn't happen in the submarine.
For me, there is a period that's missing, that's unexplained in between when Talos was voted out as their leader and now, because we don't know what the leadership was or how they formed the leadership. We just know eventually Gravik ended up being the de facto, and you had the council, right? Is that it? Is that the only leadership? Like, we don't know. Vara very, very well could have been named queen. Could have been made queen.
Absolutely.
He could have reestablished some sort of older or tribal cultural practices from their homeland. We have no clue what structures are in place at this point.
Yeah.
The only thing we know is that there's a lot of them and what they want to do. So it again, Nick Fury never came home. And apparently the best way to deal with that was to make it a pitfall for him or make it a blind spot for him with his wife.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't come home, fam.
No.
You got snapped back into existence and didn't come home at all.
Right.
Like, did you call? Did you FaceTime to let her know?
No. No.
You went right back to work.
Do
like,
you even love your wife?
To call my wife. Yeah. Call my wife.
Like, say something to her during this time. The blip is understandable. The rest of that shit?
Right. She said, she was like, yeah, the blip, my heart was broken. I was a widow. Then you came back. And then you bounced again voluntarily. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, no,
Here I was thinking for the last 5 years, oh, he would be here with me if he could. It's not his fault. I can't be angry at him.
Nah.
And then all of a sudden, oh, this motherfucker.
All right.
You didn't need the blip to be gone, huh?
Facts. All right, so chat seems to believe that Rhoadie was the guy on the phone. I think. So
Skrull playing Rhoadie.
Yeah.
Skrull wearing Rhodie's face.
Yep. And Lord of Brooklyn, BK for life, says if they bring back, that's his name. Don't laugh. BK for life. Shout out to Brooklyn. He says if they bring back Terrence Howard as Rhodie, that would be perfect. That'd be nuts.
Wow.
That would be nuts. That'd be
I'm
crazy.
the real Rhodie, man.
Okay. Shouldn't have said that then. All right. I think everything else is applying to your Wakanda takes. Rashad Walker says, the writing has been good on the show. The combos have been the highlight. I would love to see the action step up a notch in episodes 4 to 6, mixed with some more sneakiness. I agree with that. Yeah.
They're not going to have a choice because everything's coming ahead. And Gravik is rolling out his plan. So they're not going to have any choice but to jack the action way up in these last 3 episodes. I think. They could fuck it up. They could definitely fuck it up. But
for sure,
that's where I think we're headed. We're headed towards a huge climax for this installment of this story.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think it's going to wrap up. I hope it doesn't wrap up by the end of the series. I just don't think they have enough time to wrap up all of this. There's a million Skrulls embedded on Earth. You don't have enough time to figure all that out in 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So I think we're headed towards a finale for this installment of the story, which will lead us into probably other people coming into the fight.
I can see that for sure. Will T says, when's the next Wakanda related project? 2035? It might as well be for
Nothing's
what we know.
announced officially.
Yeah.
Nothing is announced. Everything that's been talked about has been rumored. The Okoye series hasn't been officially announced. The Wakanda series that Ryan Coogler was greenlit to do way back in like
A while ago.
2020, 2019,
Before
something
two.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Um, no news on that. Nothing about production. No principal photography. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. No casting. So again,
We have no idea.
the first movie made 1.3 billion. I got them a second movie. That movie made around 850 million. Okay. Now, I know just from talking about Disney that they sometimes have trouble separating cultural messages or anything that the director has a personal affinity for, balancing that with making the money,
Mm-hmm.
right? The one place that you don't have to worry about them penny pinching or reining in some money when something seems a little less successful is with the Black IP. They were always going to be the one that got the boot first because it didn't perform.
Mm.
Now we know as an audience that most of the things that they provided us in the last 2 to 3 years hasn't
We're on board.
performed. But once again, who's going to suffer first?
Yeah. That's
All right,
That's
this
a
is
fact.
kind of how it went. So with their not having the hottest iteration of Black Panther on the market, well, I guess on the market is the only iteration of Black Panther, but not the hottest track right now, the hottest trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
They're stuck. You wrote yourself into a hole. You're stuck because your current direction lost you half of your audience. For however honorable you were trying to be, it lost you half your audience.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a shame. Big Dog Gaming says they have a chance to actually make Phase 4 Black Panther Wakanda Forever matter by recasting the real King T'Challa. Then he says Ryan Coogler did Wakanda wrong inside the MCU.
It was certainly explain all of the unexplained in Wakanda Forever. There was so much that was unexplained about that movie that it felt as if like we were watching this in some sort of fever dream.
Yeah.
It's like if you had only if Black Panther was the only MCU movie you ever saw or followed. Right, because you could definitely digest both of those movies that way. I don't think you need greater MCU knowledge to watch either one of the Black Panther movies. So if that was the only thing that you've ever watched and you watched the first one, right? Great movie. Then you came back and the main character's gone. He died of, I don't know, and they're trying to cure him with something you saw him drink twice in the first movie. Like what? What? Huh? Huh? You got a son? What? Huh?
And then you claim all of this.
In Haiti?
You claim all of this for remembrance, and you only give us a 5-minute funeral scene.
And then they shot his body up into
space.
Because that never comes back around to bite you in the butt.
You
just erroneously shoot things into space. So yeah, I mean, there's just so much open on that movie, man. I don't know. It doesn't feel very focused.
Sure.
I don't want to re-review Wakanda Forever. What's the next question?
Stamina MC says London calling. What's up, bus boys? Shout out to Stamina
What up,
MC.
dog?
He said there was so much action.
Chilling with the London bros.
Yikes.
With the London blokes.
He's never coming back to chat ever again.
Yes, he is.
He says
I could be from your block, huh?
No, not at all. There was so much action just in the trailers not yet seen. The only way is up for those hankering for action. Could be. Send us off with a big bang. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Let's see. Marvelous D says they never mentioned that he ever married in the movies though until now.
Yeah. It's like they're filling in blanks. They never talked about his home life, his background, anything like that until now. It's kind of the same way we felt with Sam. Like, what do we know about Sam that gets us excited to see his personal life? We don't know who his wife is or if he has a wife. We don't know if he has kids. We don't know anything about his parents. We don't know about his friends outside of Steve and Bucky. Like, we know nothing about this man. So now you're trying to catch up and you're filling up most of the show with his background, and they're not doing that here, right? They kind of are giving it to you in phases, right? You dealt with his absence for the Skrulls, you've dealt with his personal absence from his wife, and you also dealt with his professional absence from, all the other agencies that he was, had working relationships, the MI6, the CIA, US government, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just like we're sitting back here and giving you a bio on Nick Fury for 5 episodes, which is low key what we got from Sam in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a bio and a little bit of a history lesson on Bucky, and it was like we're just filling in the story where there wasn't any story before, which is a bad proposition to give a new director who's just walking into these characters.
Sure.
It'd be
Absolutely.
one thing if you had the Russos do the TV show. It'd be one thing if you had them do Falcon and the Winter Soldier the TV show because they know everything about the characters. They introduced them.
They're
right?
aware of the direction.
In Winter Soldier.
Mm.
And so they have it in their mind, okay, well, this is what I did with this character. Let's connect this back. Let's make this make sense. Right? It would maybe be a little bit more seamless. But then you have a new director that you're basically telling, like, okay, here's this character. He's way up there at the 500-meter mark. You got to fill in the space in between Start and him.
Yeah.
It's just not, it's not a good way of telling the story.
I would agree. That actually goes into Big Dog Gaming's chat that he says, I wish we could have gotten more insight on how being blipped impacted Nick Fury's psyche. That's a very interesting storyline.
Yeah. Apparently that was the original script for, if you let Ryan Coogler tell it, that was the original script for Black Panther. It was exactly that. Him dealing with the time loss and trying to figure out how to readjust to being alive.
Yeah.
Sounds much better than
what we got.
Mysterious death.
Sure.
Hashtag T'Challa's a Skrull.
Looks like Dre Mack is in the building. Shout out
What
to
up, Dre Mack?
Let's see. Chat is moving way too fast for me now. Y'all in here active. We like to see it. Nathan Moore says, did you notice Gravik's rapid healing was similar to Killian's from Iron Man 3? Not sure where it came from.
We're trying to figure out who that was. So yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. I knew it was some sort of healing factor, but I didn't put it together who it was from. But that makes sense. I remember the kind of like they were like blood was boiling or something like that.
Rashad Walker says it's the extremist that Gaia was looking at on the computer with Groot, Cole Obsidian, and the Frost Beast. Mm-hmm. So,
but I mean that's not what healed him, though. Not the extremist.
Yeah.
Joanne, I think Nate is more on track with that one. It's probably the stuff from Iron Man 3.
Yeah. Jerwayne says they lost most of the cast, reset that mess, assuming Black Panther. Big Dog says, I don't need to see a big action scene. I just need to see a well-put ending.
Sure.
I mean, I'm sure we'll see some action before we get to the ending. And
I think the ending is going to be action-filled and it's going to be good. I think you're going to be able to get your cake and eat it too.
Sure.
Because an anticlimactic ending at this point, after the build-up that we've gotten, would, to me, feel like a letdown. Unless it ended with some other, like, huge revelation that nobody's seen coming. If it doesn't end in a fight, I don't know if I'm going to completely accept it.
Yeah. For sure. The character of T'Challa has died 3 times in a 5-year span. Facts. Let's see here. Oh, Ryan Coogler did not direct Wakanda Forever. His hands were tied and his vision was cut off once Chadwick Boseman passed away. The original version of Wakanda Forever was a father and son story.
As he has said, Obviously got a Ryan fan in here. You are definitely welcome. Here's my thought. Okay, if his hands were tied and his vision was changed to killing T'Challa from an unknown disease, and then having his son sent to Haiti to live out his life instead of assuming the throne eventually. If that was the case, the one thing that he continuously did not have to do is explain to us why that character could not be recast or shown in this movie. Okay? If they arm wrestled him into doing it, okay, and I know you can't just come out and say that, right? Fine. What you don't have to say is that nobody else can play him. I would look at the best actor in the world and still not allow him to be T'Challa or something or another. I'm paraphrasing, but I could look at the best actor in the world and still not be okay with recasting the best black actor. He was very specific about that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the language that has come out with him about this movie posted airing doesn't sound as if he was arm wrestled into doing something he didn't want to do. We've seen directors when they've been forced to put out dribble. We've seen how they react in the media. Either they shut up or they're so overly perfusive about it that it's like, all right, well, we can already tell where this is going. But Ryan Coogler didn't do either one of those things. He gave us a very real, a very honest, a very raw, emotional account of how they went through all of this.
Yeah.
And the one thing that was at the center of why they didn't recast was an attachment to Chadwick Boseman. They couldn't get over it, couldn't get past it. He's our friend. We started this with him. So in our eyes, he's T'Challa and no one else. And you've seen that attitude permeate throughout the entire cast. Even up to the executive producer and Nate Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Don't worry about it. See, if you was off your phone, you would have caught it.
Well, I was actually looking for a preview for episode 4, but his name is Nathan Moore, for what it's worth. Anyway, thoughts on what you think will happen in episode 4?
Okay. So we are going to get probably some kind of flashback with his wife and Gravik. I think they'll fill us in on what that relationship is and what she's actually after.
Sure.
The other person, I told you earlier, there was 2 people that I thought were betraying Fury.
Okay.
One of them was Talos.
Mm-hmm.
The other one was his wife. I think Talos rebuffing Gravik the way that he did at his meeting kind of puts him in the clear. Like if he didn't went in there and played coy and was asking about Fury and he was kind of dealing and stuff like that, I don't know, I'd be a little bit suspicious.
Sure.
But he was decidedly against Gravik at every turn, stabbed him in the hand, was ready to scrap. You know, got a message to his daughter. I just don't think it's Talos. Now his wife, unfortunately, I think his wife is of some importance to the plan overall. Yeah.
I told you, I think she's a plan B to the other thing not happening. And so if that's the case, she is A, going to go against Fury, obviously, and B, she's going to get what she wants and getting closer to Gravik if she is not already in contact with him in some way, shape, or form. So
yeah. I mean, you can tell even through that conversation that they were having in the kitchen that she's been somewhat radicalized by her experiences with her husband.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, well, you left me. And so if you want to know who I was when you left, I'm the me before I met you. I'm a strong, independent black woman. Oh, she been watching Love and Hip Hop. God damn it.
Yo, that's wild.
God damn it.
That's wild.
He left her for 8 years. She started watching Love and Hip Hop. Now she got that neck rolling, Fury. You messed up. You should have cut off the cable.
Damn.
I think she's gonna be revealed as some key part. When Talos, well, y'all don't think that death is real. Y'all don't think that Gaia. Y'all don't think that Gaia's death is real. I thought that would be a tipping point for Talos, like a character turning point. That's why I felt like the death was valid, because it does something to the Talos character. He's a little too virtuous for me.
Yeah.
He's a little too pure in his intentions. There's no gray area with him. Like he's the guy that during his conversation with Gravik, he was giving off "I'm the good one" vibes. You know what I mean? Like they'll believe us because we'll show them we're not like you. We'll show them we're the good Skrulls. I'm a good Skrull. They can let me in the house. You're a field Skrull. That's what it
Yikes.
felt like.
That's
So like
crazy.
I feel like he needs a little bit of
Edge.
pain, unfortunately. He needs something to try and take that lily white view of how Skrulls can coexist on Earth with humans completely out of his mind. And I feel like that'll be a good character turn. But we still got time. We still got time.
Sure.
And lastly, do you think we're in for any more cameos other than Don Cheadle?
I was gonna say Rhodey's gonna probably play a part in if he is who she was talking to on the phone. We might see
Okay, so other than
Rhodey
Rhodey though,
and Dermot,
other than Rhodey,
President Dermot Mulroney again. No, I don't think so. Maybe not in this next episode at least. Probably by 5 or 6. Probably
I
5.
really
I would think 5.
honestly feel like Brie Larson has to show up in this show at some point.
Yeah.
She has to, right? Where is she? She's the only person that has a direct line, or excuse me, Fury's the only person that has a direct line to her. Right? Hit her up on the page or whenever you need her type stuff. I can't imagine he's going to get too much deeper into this before he calls his superpowered friend. Oh, no, you're right. He said he wasn't going to call the Avengers because he can't know whether or not they've been replaced. He did say that.
Sure.
And there are Skrulls on the Saber ship where Carol Danvers is presumably in and out. Okay. So maybe she doesn't have to show up. It would be nice. It'd be nice.
Answer for some of this, at least, in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. Probably not, though.
Yeah, come and share this blame, girl. You get roasted, too.
Rashad Walker says Monica should show up.
Monica should show up. I think Brie makes more sense because she has the actual relationship with the Skrulls.
And a promise made.
Tiana Paris to show up.
Ew. Will T says, I'll settle for a Coulson cameo.
Coulson's dead. At least to the rest of the world, he's dead. He's living in Marvel TV verse. He's living in the Pearl Mother verse.
Yikes. Yikes.
He's in the Pearl Mother verse.
Yeah, it looks like everybody wants to see either Carol Danvers or Monica. Dramac also thinks that Talos has been a villain. I forgot where he said
I
that.
thought so too. But then why wouldn't he take the if he's working against Fury, why wouldn't he take the opportunity to speak to Gravik candidly then when he had that meeting, you know?
Fair.
I feel like if he was still rebuffing him at that time, then I don't know. Maybe.
That's a very good point. I think that's about it. I think they were fighting for a second over that whole Black Panther thing in chat. But that was nuts for a second there. I hope that Sam Wilson gets the same writing. What does that say? I hope that Sam Wilson gets the same writing respect that Chris Evans got in his time as Captain America.
Well, the Russos aren't coming back, so...
Yikes. Okay, on that note.
And Nate Moore has already told you that he doesn't feel like Sam got his ass kicked enough in his own series, and he needs to go through it a little bit more. So
yeah, he did.
I don't know. Buckle in.
We'll
I
see.
think they're almost done shooting on that already.
They should be.
They're pretty close.
Oh no, they delayed it, so it's not January or whatever. It's like May 2024.
Well, no, the release.
Yeah,
they delayed. I'm saying the film is almost done.
Yeah, no, I was thinking they should be because it's coming up, but then I'm like, oh well, they got a little.
I'm scared, boy. I'm scared. That was old regime content. That was still Quantum Mania, that kind of.
Man.
That era.
Yeah.
Hopefully they realized where the slide was happening by the time they started shooting this, and they adjusted. Let's hope for that.
You're not gonna like this Captain America movie. I see it now.
Maybe if by the end of it he becomes Falcon again, I'll give him a chance. It's like I don't need to be Captain America to be to matter. I'm gonna go down, or he can keep the shield. Maybe I don't know.
That's not happening.
It's not.
It's not. Any other thoughts on episode 3, episode 4 of Secret Invasion?
That's pretty much it for me, man. I thank everybody for coming out in the chat, spending time
Appreciate
with us,
y'all.
talking about the episode.
Absolutely.
Great chat.
Thank y'all for
Greatest chat
not
on the
mentioning.
internet.
Thank y'all for not mentioning Scrussy again. That literally burned an image in my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, rip him out the plastic. He been acting brand new.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that doesn't affect you anymore?
Nope.
Cap. Anyway.
Say it all you want.
Cap. Anyway. I think that's it. I think we're good for episode 3. Make sure y'all check us out episode 4 next week, Thursday, 7:30. Maybe we'll have a guest on. Maybe.
We'll see.
We will see.
We shall see.
And on that note, y'all, I think we are out.